Hello, I'm Irene Wright from Intro to GIS with Dr. Shannon at the University of Georgia. Today I will be talking about VGI, how it is gathered, some pros and cons, and some examples of the technique in day-to-day lives. To do this, it's important to understand what VGI is. VGI stands for Volunteer Geographic Information, and it is a technique used by multiple professions as a data gathering mechanism. As the name suggests, this technique involves public participation in which anyone can participate and provide data. It can be used for a variety of different purposes, including identifying and locating buildings, landmarks, and even major roadways or traffic patterns. For example, if we take a look at the program OpenStreetMap, which is an online VGI website, we can see a map of North Campus and downtown Athens. While the main roads and buildings were pulled from campus maps or a program like Google Maps, the red line showing pedestrian traffic on campus were provided by the public, probably students, who use those patterns on a regular basis, and this is just one example of VGI. VGI can be gathered in a variety of ways. It is completely dependent on citizen participation and therefore attempts to cross many outlets for the best results. The first could be a link directly to the site, such as one for OpenStreetMap, in which the link could be shared and participants would input data directly onto the site. Another way it can be gathered is through surveys that are often open and can be accessed for the public to input their information. This is similar to the process that we used in a lab of our course in which we submitted campus study locations through a Google poll. VGI is incredibly beneficial for data compiling and can be a better option than other data gathering techniques. When an area that needs to be surveyed is physically difficult to access, getting data from those that are already there through community involvement can greatly quicken the process and lessen the cost of trying to access that location. This would also be the case if there is a lack of funding and a team could not be created to gather the information. In crisis management, such as Hurricane Katrina or after the tornadoes in the southeast, it can be much faster to quickly send out a link and gather information about citizens' safety and the extent of damage from those in the situation themselves. For urban planning, VGI can be used to help get a community on board with a new building project if they feel their input is being used and considered. Overall, VGI can decrease cost, increase accessibility, and create an environment of community involvement. With the benefits of VGI comes some significant trade-offs. Since VGI is volunteered, there is a higher potential for bias, seeing as how only those who want to actively participate are included, which might not actually represent the community as a whole. For example, if there was a new building project being proposed, only those with strong positions in favor or against will go out of their way to give their say about the project. The community as a whole might not have a strong opinion either way, but the only information gathered would show there was a significant disagreement about the project. Data for VGI also does not come at steady rates. While a link might always be active, you can't expect that data will be constantly inputted, meaning there might be gaps in your data. You can also not necessarily depend on the reliability of the data. For something like OpenStreetMaps, where the only information gathered might be the location of a building, you have to check and make sure that building is actually there and not just put in by someone as a joke. There is also a limit to the amount of data you can receive, since you can only include what you get back from VGI. Lastly, in a situation like Pokemon Go, not all areas are able to access the program, even if that is an area of interest. In Pokemon Go, it depended on active participation on the app, and lower-income neighborhoods didn't have reliable Wi-Fi or access to smartphones, so that those that did not have access couldn't play the game in their own area. So while there was interest, the way the VGI was gathered prevented participation in some communities. As previously mentioned, many different programs use VGI as part of their data, but it might be surprising the range of programs that use it. We use VGI in our Lab 4 of this class. OpenStreetMap uses VGI to create their road maps. Pokemon Go uses it for placing Pokestops and other in-app services. Wikimapia and Wikipedia both rely heavily on community contributions. Yelp and other restaurant reviewing sites use customer reviews to reflect on their own business or promote it. TripAdvisor uses reviews to decide what to include on their website, and Waze uses VGI to alert drivers of the presence of police, road debris, and driving times. These are just some of the ways that VGI is used on a daily basis. To look more into this, we are going to take a look at two examples, Waze and Yelp, each of which are probably some of the most used VGI program. Waze, a direction and driving app, is owned by Google and therefore uses Google Maps for the actual road locations, but it uses VGI for almost all other aspects of the map. The draw to Waze for directions compared to other map apps is the inclusion of police on the roads, typical driving times, when to leave to avoid traffic and get to your destination on time, how to get to the cheapest gas station in your area, and live traffic alerts from other drivers. Waze is predominantly a smartphone app, but if we take a look at their website, we can see some of the services they offer. We can scroll through the site and see how they are marketing themselves as a community-dependent roadside app and even encourage you to connect your Facebook contacts to Waze. They also have an interesting feature in which you can go on a live map and it will show active Waze users in your geographic location and areas of congestion on roads. Here we see Athens inside of Loop 10 and Waze users who are currently using the app. If we zoom in, we can see the heavily trafficked areas are marked in green and the congestion areas are marked in red. Back on our home page, we can see that Waze is actively looking to expand their network and use VGI in different outlets to expand their community presence. Each of these programs are depending on information being added from the community, and VGI is crucial to their business. Yelp is similar in that it relies almost entirely on customer reviews to build the profiles of different companies. Their program, offered as both an app and a website, includes reviews for restaurants, home services, auto services, and 8 other types of businesses. Once on the website, you can search for a particular town. Let's look at Athens, and you'll see the next screen appear. Reviews can be filtered by the highest rated, the price, distance from yourself, as well as the type of service they provide. For Athens, it pulls up the highest rated restaurants starting with Cali and Tito's. Yelp uses the 526 reviews that were given to create a profile for the restaurant and includes answers to commonly asked questions gathered from the reviews as seen on the side. You can also see next to the name of the establishment that this has been claimed, meaning the business has approved the information as accurate. This helps to prevent some of the problems with VGI of inaccuracy of reporting. This type of program helps both consumers and businesses and would not be possible without geographic information. Thank you.